Hello, Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2, and welcome to our phase assembly for this week, where we are going to be learning all about Fair Trade Fortnight. Some of you might be wondering what on earth that means, and we're going to find out a little bit more about that as we go through today. So the aims of our assembly is to understand exactly what fair trade is and think about why we should buy fair trade products. And again, some of you might be wondering what a fair trade product is. And that's part of what we're going to be learning. Now, when we buy something from the supermarket, it takes a long way for it to get from where it's grown or where it's made to get onto the shelves at the supermarket. On the right-hand side, you can see some bananas, like they might be displayed at the supermarket. I want you to have a quick think. What jobs need to be done to get those bananas onto the shelves of our supermarket? What different jobs might people have? Have a quick think. And these pictures on the left-hand side might help you slightly. And what I'm going to do to help us learn about the different jobs, I'm going to share some different sentences from different people who might work to get those bananas on the shelves. So number one, we need someone to grow the bananas. I am the farmer who grows the bananas. So that's the first step in the process, someone to actually grow them. Number two, I sell the bananas in the country where they are grown. So most bananas won't be grown in the United Kingdom. They'll be grown in a warmer climate, and the bananas need to be sold by the growers to somebody else or another company within that country. And then number three, someone will need to bring the bananas to the United Kingdom on a ship, because like I said, they're often grown quite a long way away from the United Kingdom. They need to be transported to the United Kingdom and often shipped over. So all of those people who work on that ship, all of the people involved in organising the transport of those bananas are also involved in getting the bananas onto the shelves in our supermarkets. I make sure the bananas are ready to eat. So before they get put on the shelves, we need somebody to quality assure them to make sure the bananas look tasty and look nice and aren't going bad or anything like that. So there's somebody who has to do that. And then finally, we have the shopkeeper in the United Kingdom who sells the bananas, and that could be a supermarket, it could be a smaller shop, it could be a greengrocer. So you can see there's lots and lots of people involved in transporting, selling, and growing those bananas. And what Fairtrade do is they make sure all of those people get paid a fair amount of money for the work that they do. And it ensures that there's nobody who doesn't get paid very well. There's nobody who's working in unpleasant or unfair conditions. It's all about fairness and doing what's right for those workers. And Fairtrade Fortnight takes place every year. And lots of people from schools, businesses, and other places come together to show their support for the farmers and workers in developing countries who grow our food. So who exactly does it help? Well, it helps those people that we talked about before. At the moment, Fairtrade helps over 1.65 million farmers and workers in 74 countries across the world. So they're already having such a big impact. That's a lot of farmers and that's a lot of countries all around the world. And you can help too. By choosing to buy Fairtrade products, you are helping to improve the lives of many families. Like I said before, you're helping to ensure that they have fair pay. You're helping to ensure that they have safe working conditions and that the work that they do is recognised as well. Can you think of any fair trade products that might be fair trade? One clue, we've already looked at one today. So here are some that you might have said. The one that we've looked at today is the bananas at the bottom in the middle. But flowers can also be fair trade. Chocolates or anything containing cocoa can be fair trade. Sugar can be fair trade. Even items that might contain expensive metals, like jewelry that might contain gold or silver, that can be fair trade. And coffee or coffee beans or anything that contains them can also be fair trade. And it's important to try and look out for those products so we can contribute to making sure everyone has fair working conditions. So how do you know if a product is fair trade? How do I know which bananas are fair trade and which bananas aren't fair trade? What do you think? Well, they will all have the Fairtrade logo on them, and the Fairtrade logo looks just like this. So if you're not sure, you can look out for this logo, and sometimes it might be on the shelves themselves. So if we look at this shelf of bananas, you can see on the right-hand side, it has the Fairtrade logo and says, choose Fairtrade. However, at the moment, not all products are Fairtrade. Not all bananas, not all chocolate, not all coffee are. And at the moment, only about 1 in 3 bananas bought in the United Kingdom are Fairtrade. And we can perhaps do some more to make sure that we are promoting the sale of those Fairtrade things. But what I want you to think about going away from today is think about all the workers who grow all the foods that we like to eat. I'm sure you'd agree that it's only fair that they have good working conditions and they are paid a fair amount. Do you think they all get paid at a fair price for the produce, for the food that they grow? Well, I'm thinking they probably don't. That's probably the reason why we have fair trade products, because some people don't get paid a fair amount. And would buying fair trade products help improve the lives of others? Again, what do you think? Would it be helpful? Would it help that family? How would it help that family? Would it improve the way they live? Would it give them more time to spend with their family? Would it ensure that their job is safe? They're just a few ideas. So going forward from today, see if you can spot the Fairtrade logo in shops and choose to buy these products instead. Maybe when we're all back at school, we can look at holding a Fairtrade stall at school. And it's a way of telling parents and carers more about what Fairtrade means. And maybe if you can find out if your school can become a Fairtrade school. You may even get a badge for it. Now, as a bit of an extension challenge today, to ensure that we're really buying into this and to ensure that we're doing what we can as a school, I want you to write a persuasive letter to Mr. K, explaining why we should become a fair trade school. Mr. K is the leader who deals with all things linked to our collective worship. And if we can persuade him about this, we might be able to set some more things up at school ourselves. And you can either submit this through your Teams, or if you want to submit it to your email account as usual, these can be passed on to Mr. K. I look forward to, and I'm sure Mr. K will too, seeing some of your letters explaining why we should become a fair trade school. So get writing and get sending them in whenever you can. Thank you for listening Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 today. Hopefully you have learned something new about fair trade food and fair trade Fortnight. Thanks. See you next time.